4, 3, 2, 1, go!
Yo, good evening, good people. Y'all know what time it is, baby. It's AA Sports, straight sports, no chaser. And you've got the super team of sports talk here with y'all. I'm one half of it, Diego Barishnikov, the Black Dominican Russian. And I'm here checking in with my main man, my partner in crime, the 6 foot under post-up champ. Tell them who you are.
What's good people? It's your boy Uncle Hate, the other A in AA Sports, broadcasting live here on a Thursday. Man, happy to be here. What's good?
Oh, man, everything is good. We had a nice summer day today here in the A. It was like 80 degrees.
It's supposed to be 50 tomorrow. How about that?
Yeah, and that's a lot cooler, but that's still warmer than what it should be. It's like February still. So
yeah, that 77 was woe today.
Yeah, but I like the warmer weather, so I'm thankful for it. Hopefully that means full-fledged springtime is very, very, very close. People, we appreciate y'all as always. I know we can't forget about y'all before we start this show off. Continue to watch, hit those subscribe buttons, whether you watch us on the YouTube channel or whether you listen on one of the podcast platforms, whether it be Apple on iTunes or on Spreaker through that app. As always, again, continue to leave us some comments and some feedback, continue to show your support, and we definitely appreciate y'all. We're going to recap the Super Bowl tonight, of course. Also, we got a lot of NBA news probably to cover because we've got the trade deadline is passed now. So we're going to talk about that. All-Star weekend coming up, and we're getting in the stretch run of the season. So a lot to go over tonight. Hey, let's get this thing kicked off. I got a little bit of homework tonight, just one quick story. Y'all know we always started off with something like the news in the first segment of the show. We don't have a lot tonight, but I did find this one story. Shout out to Robert Littell over there at Black Sports Online. I got this from him. But there was a dude, what's the dude's name? 27-year-old Philip Lee out of Nolens.
Okay.
Right. Now, you know how people are about their Popeyes chicken. People don't fuck around and play about their Popeyes, right?
Yeah.
All right. This dude was on some other shit. He walks into a Popeyes and demands money and tries to rob them, right? They said, no, I ain't giving you shit. So he comes over the counter and he wants to try to open the register himself.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Philip Lee couldn't get in the register. So guess what he did?
What did he do?
Turned around, stole some chicken.
Oh.
And did it.
Damn shame.
Yeah, man. He said, fuck it, I can't get no money. I'm just going to take this chicken. Taking the chicken, not being able to get any money, still didn't save him from being in trouble because he still got arrested on simple robbery and simple battery. Currently being held on 13 racks for bond. That's a large ass bond for to steal a 3-piece and a biscuit.
And 1,300 is what, 10% of that? So yeah, that's a lot of bread though. If he had to steal some chicken, he probably ain't got $1,300 sitting around to bond out.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens with that. But
it seems like all the crazy shit happens at Popeyes too, don't it? Like if we really look for a story, you can find one every week at Popeyes. Every single week.
We've had several weeks on this show. We've had something about Popeyes, something popping off at Popeyes, whether it be the workers or the patrons.
Yeah.
But other than that, man, Super Bowl was here past weekend, so there was a lot of people in town. Listeners, if y'all were in town, hope you enjoyed yourself. Hell of a lot of traffic. I saw some of them still shots and photos and videos on the news. I was like, you know what? I'm not going down there getting that shit.
I wasn't even pressed to go, at all. I know it's the Super Bowl, and that thing that people went to, the experience, it was kind of dope. It looked dope, but I just couldn't see myself dealing with 85. And I thought about I said, hell, I'll go to the train station out this way and just go down there. Then I saw pictures of the train station. I was like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, because I wanted to go at least one day to something. Like I said, the Super Bowl was right here, so I wanted to go to some activities. But I was weighing all week, like, do I go? Do I do I go or do I not go?
Mm-hmm.
Ultimately, it just wasn't worth going because it was just really shoulder to shoulder people. The concert, which is what I really wanted to go to, that Jermaine Dupri was throwing with all the old school Atlanta folks like Kilo and Raheem.
Yeah.
All, if y'all not from Atlanta or the South, y'all might not know what the hell we just talked about. But Shadi, Shadi was down there. But that's really the only thing I wanted to see. When they said that they shut the park down for being over capacity, I'm like, shit, it's a park. It's outside.
That's how it was when I saw Outkast on their last show. They were shutting down Centennial. But, that was, like, big. That was Outkast. So for that to happen with old school cats, surprising. So.
Yeah, well, I guess not with the extra people being in the city, too.
That's true, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when I saw that, and then, like I said, just shoulder to shoulder people, bar way far away. Once you get to a bar, who knows how long you got to stand in line to get a beer, I'm good.
What do you think a beer went for? $10?
$5, $10, somewhere around there, give or take, probably.
$5 is normal. I'm thinking they would have put that charge up for the Super Bowl.
Well, the Falcons in the stadium, they kept the concession prices the same as the season. So
that's right.
They couldn't do much, I guess, too much of a markup.
Yeah.
But that's about it on the frivolous stuff, people. We're going to jump right on it, too, because we got a lot of stuff to cover. Let's jump on to this Super Bowl, man. We know Tom Brady and Bill Belichick, the Patriots, they haven't won another goddamn championship. We pretty much expected. I'm going to take a drink here and I'm going to get a cotton mouth. I'm going to let you go ahead and spit a little something. Talk to us. Hey, what happened in the Super Bowl?
I don't have much, to be honest with you. It seems like it was a long time ago, but it really wasn't. It was like a couple of days ago.
Right.
You hit me, I want to say one day this week, you was like, he always starts the game slow, he being Tom Brady. LA had chances. I mean, New England only scored 13 points in this game, but they just didn't do nothing. They didn't do nothing right on offense. Nothing.
And when they did do something right, for instance, there was a touchdown.
Gurley had got called back on
the two plays to Brandon Cooks. There was one where he dropped what I thought he should have caught was a touchdown. And then the next play, still Stephon Gilmore had the interception. Yeah. And then there was another play where Jared Goff threw the ball late to Cooks. It really should have been a touchdown. I went back and I looked at the all 22, and it was a two-man route. It was Gronk and Brandon Cooks, I want to say, and maybe Cooks and Edelman. But it was only a two-receiver route, and we had a back coming out of the flat. Mm-hmm. The Rams blew the coverage. The safety went with the man that was crossing, and if Jared Goff lets the ball go on time, then it's an easy touchdown to Brandon Cooks wide open. But he threw it late and to the wrong side of the field, so that allowed that safety to come over there and break it up. Yeah. But it was. I don't know if it was just great defense or just bad offense. I think it was a little bit of both.
Right.
But it was
the cornerback play. Mm-hmm. I mean, they only gave up 13 points, but Julian Edelman caught 10 balls in this game. And it seemed like he had 5 to 6 yards before anybody tried to contact him the entire game.
That's that placement where they are real tricky where they put him in places. They do a lot of stack formations. When you do that, it's hard to jam a receiver doing that. And he doesn't really play on the outside a whole lot.
Yeah,
it's a little bit easier to do it that way. But like you said, we knew Edelman was going to get his in the middle of the field, though. I guess in this game he looked great, but I mean it was really his norm, 10 to 12 catches.
It's a big number, but I mean it wasn't like he knocked your head off. He just did what he did. Them slow cuts, killed you that way. Sony Michel had a good game, 18 carries, 94 yards, and a touchdown. They should have capitalized on that first Brady interception. But then they handed it right back on 3 and out, if I'm not mistaken. They they just didn't look in sync at all from the time that game started. They didn't look in sync.
Yeah, I mean, and you hear about it all the time, but I think sometimes it is true to a degree at least. Young coach, young quarterback, really virtually a team of 53 that for the most part, none of them have been to that level.
Right.
So it could have been nerves. You've been sitting around for 2 weeks waiting on this game. One little interesting thing that I heard I want to say the morning or maybe the afternoon before the game, and I kind of bookmarked it in my head because I wanted to see what was going to be the outcome. Whether it played a part or not, I'm not sure. But Sean McVay, he let the Rams, quote unquote, sleep in. So he gave them more rest or sleep time than they was initially supposed to have. They got up, did a few things, walked through a couple meetings, had lunch, and then they had more downtime. Sometimes you can lay around and sleep too much.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That sounds like one of them things where you're trying to keep it real loose, and it backfired.
You can kind of end up being lethargic by the time the game roll around. That possibly could have happened, but you would think at some point though they would have turned it on. So
right.
I don't think that played as much of a part in it more than Bill Belichick just locked them in their rib cage offensively. I mean, let's just call it what it is.
When they played his Hall of Fame speech and they had that video, they got to talk about this game. This one here stands out because, last year you heard all the talk. At least I heard it on TV a good bit. Brady got let down. He had 500 yards throwing. The defense couldn't stop Nick Foles. Well, they shut this offense down. 3 points. This offense. And, let's stop the lying, people. Todd Gurley's hurt. He has to be hurt. I cannot believe that he's healthy and walking out there doing this. I can't believe that.
I know, and I feel you. But at the same time, when he finally got a couple of runs, he looked perfectly fine. So that's why I'm like, okay.
It really was game script? Because that's what McVay is saying. It's game script.
Because that's what I'm saying. I don't know. It's the weirdest shit. It's almost like the damn Markelle Fultz shoulder injury. Like, we don't know what the hell was going on and how it happened. Because Sean McVay could just be saying that to try to save face.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I mean, he's been a good enough coach to get them this far, to get them to the Super Bowl. He turned Jared Goff into an actual serviceable quarterback when we thought he was another bust at the number one pick.
Yeah.
I just can't see him not giving Gurley burn 2 weeks in a row on some he not playing good shit. I don't know. No, that just doesn't make any sense.
I ain't pulled the number.
You would have to think that he's hurt.
I didn't pull the number, but I'm pretty sure Gurley's had maybe 35 touches in these 3 playoff games.
I think it was 30 carries. I want to say it was not very many yards. I saw go across the screen this morning. Somebody brought it up. It was 30 carries, though. I know that much. I forget in 3 games, right?
That's okay. So we're not sure about that one. I'm okay with that. That sounds like what you said, that Fultz thing. We don't know.
I'm just trying to pull shit out the air at this point.
I'm with you on that.
How you gonna play Todd Gurley?
They just paid him too. They paid him.
How's paid back in the league?
And it's game script now. You know what, Todd? We need the fat dude to run.
I'll be glad because at some point the real story is gonna come out. Hopefully this is not one of those. You know what? Maybe it is. Maybe it could be. We still don't really know why the fuck Bill Belichick didn't play Malcolm Butler in that damn game. We still don't know.
I guess we're going to be waiting on them 30 for 30s, though.
Unless the Rams get back, it might not be 30 for 30.
Nah. I think that's the thing we always look for now, the truth later on.
Right.
Gurley may get to feeling the type of way this summer and start tweeting. Who knows? That seems to happen.
And he didn't give us no help in his comments after the game.
Didn't he seem like he was cool with it?
He was like, it is what it is. I'm like, come on, Todd, we need something. Go Antonio Brown This for 5 minutes. Go Antonio Brown
That's
real
the time that you can do it. That's the time. Go full on Keyshawn. Give me the damn ball. That's the time to do it. But the way he did it with, this ain't. That's what the way it went. I don't call the plays.
CJ's a good player. He deserved his touches. Blah blah blah. Dude, you scored 3 points. You scored 3 points.
Yeah, and they already said they're bringing CJ back. They ain't bring him back to not get work. So,
I mean, everyone ain't gonna bring him back. I can't even say that at this point. Who knows? I want to say
they had a backup. He got hurt, so he was a young back. So I don't know. That's a bit of a situation.
Yeah.
All right, this Jared Goff thing.
Yeah.
After the New Orleans game, I think we was both on the same page. Like, you know what? He showed us something. He's not a game manager. He showed us something. Now let me ask you this before we destroy it. Before we do it, he ain't had that much time, cuz.
I mean,
but he did miss some throws. He did miss a lot of throws.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, a lot of throws. That's the thing. In the throws he didn't miss, he didn't even get the ball out because he got sacked. Mm-hmm. He did not look right at all. He looked like Jeff Fisher, Jared Goff.
Ain't it funny the night before at the NFL Awards, their offensive line won Offensive Line of the Year? Maybe they slept in when it was time for the game.
Right. I wonder what they were doing during that downtime. Who knows?
Yeah.
I can imagine though what was going through their head. First time being there that night before a game. I mean,
they're pretty cocky though. McVay, he has the arrogance about him, so they probably thought, we're gonna bust these dudes' ass. We're gonna get this sleep. We're gonna win. We're going to Magic City Sunday night. Nah.
This probably knocked them down a couple notches in his confidence.
You need that sometimes. You need that. Yeah. But I want to say we talked about it when we was like, okay, the whole league is trying to, hire him. The whole league. And this is the third time, if I'm not mistaken, this year, he done got choked out by a defense. Just choke clean out. So that offense can be stopped. But, how much we said it all year long. Do you think Cooper Kupp would have made that big of a difference against that team? Because it seemed like the dude was open. It's just he couldn't get it to him.
Oh, shoot. I mean, I think so because I don't know how much a difference. I think he definitely would have made a difference. Because I don't think they've been right since he's been out.
No, they haven't. They haven't been what they were.
Yeah, they haven't been that high power offense since he's been out. And these, games in the 20s, they've been kind of probably 500 at those. Well, no, because they got all the way to the Super Bowl, so I guess I can't say that. But
I don't think they really blew anybody out since he got hurt.
Yeah, they didn't look as dominant offensively as they did, when he was with them. Now, the flip side of that is they didn't look as bad on defense, though. That second half of the season, they looked a lot better on defense. So, I think that kind of balanced it out and kind of made it a wash. From what they lacked on offense the second half of the season, the defense picked that up. But I think he would have been able to cause some different matchups and things. Like you couldn't have doubled maybe Cooks or something like that. You would have had to account another corner to him because you can't put a linebacker on him.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? So, because he's kind of like their version of Edelman.
That's true. Yeah, because Woods is on the outside. Cooks is going deep. So they really had nothing underneath. I mean, Josh Reynolds is okay, but he ain't Cup. So, but as much as I can sit there and kill the young man, I mean, homie, he ain't have much time. I mean, when did New England's pass rush become this beastly?
Only during the playoffs, man.
Don't it seem like that?
Yeah. Because when they got their ass kicked by not the Patriots, by the Steelers, and who they lose to the week before that.
Titans kicked their ass, too.
Titans kicked their ass. That's right.
Yeah.
But like I said, it was a reason that people had kind of written them off before this playoff run started. So.
Okay, let's go ahead and talk about them. I mean, they won again. Man, this is some shit we ain't gonna never see again, I don't believe. I mean, I really don't see another franchise doing what they've done consistently like this in a salary cap free agent era. They're getting it done with nobody really making real bread. Nobody. Well, Gilmore's making decent bread, but they don't have the high price. They're not winning March every year. They're not even involved in March like that, but they're getting it done every year. And I'm sick of seeing the shit. I ain't gonna lie, I'm sick of seeing it.
And not only are they not involved in March each year, but because they do so well, they ain't really big players in the first round of the draft
at all
every year. So
normally when they in the first round, they trading back.
They just they always trying to acquire picks. I think one of the homies said it the other day. I think they got 12 picks coming up on this draft.
Right.
And I'm not even sure if I don't think the compository picks have even been placed yet. So they could get more. I don't think they're going to get one off that Josh Gordon trade, though, if I remember correctly. Because he didn't play enough games for them to get.
Shout out to that boy Flash, man. He a champion now.
If he's a real champion, he's a real baller, that ring don't count. That ring don't count.
Josh going to be flexing with that ring. Hey, he was on the gram that night talking about that Super Bowl ring.
No, he was. It's like, man, you should have just. Well, I think he had a suspension coming. Is the only reason he left. Actually, but I say he should have just stayed, man.
Cats are different nowadays. They ain't move. We're a little bit older. They ain't moving like us. That's a question.
Which is kind of good in a way because this mental health stuff and all that shit. That stuff we've been conditioned. Man, you fight through that shit, man. You all right. Take your ass to work. Drink some water. Go lay down. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Keep it pushing. And so I'm glad that is kind of turned. And, take care of yourself.
What's that shit you say when you get sick? Hey man, go do some push-ups or something. You got
shit. Be all right.
Anyway, okay. I'm glad they didn't give Brady the MVP because I don't think he played well enough. Literally, the drive that Gronk they scored was like his best drive that entire game.
Yeah, no, he didn't deserve the MVP at all. I knew he wasn't going to get. Not with the game that Edelman was having.
Yeah,
it would have been different if Tom was throwing. If he threw for like 350 and Edelman had 100 yards.
Yeah,
but Edelman had like 70% of the yards. He got and no one else stood out at all. Really.
262 yards. Edelman had 141.
Yeah, there you go. Michelle had a nice game, but it was Sonny Michel. He had a nice game statistically, but
Are you surprised that James White got no work in that game?
I am. Yeah,
I want to say he had 3 touches, 3 to 5 touches. I'm not sure off the top of my head, but it was around that much. And
it must have been early because I want to say I think I remember him playing, but now that I think about it, I hadn't even thought about it. Now that I think about it, I hadn't thought about that. But he wasn't that involved. I mean, they didn't have a lot of long drives either.
Yeah.
So,
but normally he's the passing guy, but they weren't even really checking down like that. Everything in the passing game was to Edelman. Everything. So
yeah, I got tired of like I said what we were talking about earlier about the matchups. I got tired of seeing linebackers on Edelman. And like the whole highlight reel, or half of it at least, is linebacker. You see in the back of linebackers' jerseys chasing him down the field.
But you've been saying that all year though. Like, who are their linebackers?
I mean,
they got
I was saying that more or less about trying to guard or check running backs like a James White out the backfield and stopping the run. Remember, they had problems stopping the run early in the season, but they held that shit kind of down later. Yeah. But I don't know. Glad they didn't win though.
That's real hateful of you.
Hey, sorry.
But I don't have much on the Patriots. I mean, they got it done. Respect to them, but god damn, I'm tired of seeing this shit.
I mean, like I said, it was a no-win situation as far as who I wanted to win. I didn't want the Rams to win just simply because I think I was in the minority because they just in my division, so I couldn't root for them. And got tired, like you said, tired of seeing the Patriots, but at the same time, I like the history part of it. So I just want to see how many they can win. Like you said, we're not going to see this again, probably.
I don't believe we will.
And the Steelers have 6 rings as a franchise. I think we got 5. I think the Giants, somebody else got 5 too. But this is by pretty much the same regime. Not a couple here, couple here.
Right. There was no reboot. No retool. It was they did retool, but there was no reboot, start over. It was not that. Let me ask you a question though. This is for the Atlanta people. Since everybody was claiming the Atlanta Rams last week, do they take that L also? Because that should be an L on their ledger as well, right?
Hey, man. You're talking about Atlanta, right?
Yeah, because they was the Atlanta Rams. They were holding it down.
They already had took an L before the game, as far as I'm concerned. For that Atlanta Rams shit, for one.
Yeah,
that was an L anyway.
Yeah.
And like I said, even though not to backtrack too much, but I understood why you didn't want the Saints in your house and all that. I just thought you got carried away with it. 3-4 days later, y'all still on it. But I guess the Saints they are still on that shit. So I guess all is fair.
I'd love to hear how these lawsuits are gonna play out, but I digress.
I can tell you right now. Dismissed. Dismissed. Get the fuck out of my courtroom.
I wonder how long it's gonna take for that to happen. Are they gonna be like filing appeals and shit?
If I'm the courts, I'm taking all their money. I'm gonna keep pushing that shit back on the docket.
Hey, y'all don't want no damn court costs. That's that bullshit. All right. Just remember run through. We already talked about Goff. We already talked about Gurley. McVay. Did he piss the bed to you?
No, I just think he got our coach.
I feel like he should have adjusted more. You notice how the late in the fourth quarter they finally started running the screen pass? Like finally. Why do you think he didn't do that more in the first half of the game?
Man, I don't know, but like I said, at the end of the day, I just think he got out-coached. They got out-coached, they got outplayed, they got out wise. I know that's not a word, but I can't think of the word I really wanted to say. They just got outsmarted, and damn near every facet, especially when it came to that offense. And we kind of knew it was going to happen. We know what Bill Belichick does.
You said that. You told me that the night of the Kansas City game. You was like, look at what they did to Mahomes. What the hell is he going to do to Goff?
and we saw what they did to Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
And Brandon Cooks ain't no Tyreek Hill.
He really not.
So, outside of them giving Todd Gurley the ball 30 times and touching Brady, which they didn't do a whole lot of, they were not going to win this game.
Hey, at least he didn't finish the playoffs without getting sacked at all. They got him one time.
Yeah, that shit was ridiculous, son.
Fucking slippery, man. He's slippery, man. But shout out to you. Y'all got it done. You got 6. Word on the street, microphone caught Belichick telling Edelman and Brady, we're going to be back next year, too. They just know they're going to whoop y'all ass in the AFC next year. Technically, they already got a playoff spot because, they're going to win their division. They won their division right now.
Somebody got to come get them.
They ain't played a game yet, and they don't win the AFC North.
Who came
AFC, what is it? AFC East, my bad. Go ahead.
And the second in the division this year. The Dolphins, probably?
Yeah, Dolphins. Dolphins or the Bills. Somebody was 6 or 7 wins. Maybe.
Who the fourth team? I'm tripping.
The Jets. The Jets should be better. They should be.
Yeah,
I got a whole lot of money to spend.
I don't think they're gonna challenge for a playoff.
Nah, they got some time. Their whole thing is about the process, man. Just waiting them dudes out. Brady has to quit at some point. How old is he? 41? 42?
41.
You know what, man? If I'm the Jets coach, I'm gonna get that special team dude who never plays. Just take that late hit, man. I got your fine. Hit the fuck out of him. See how he feels when he gets really hit. When's the last time you seen him get really hit?
Brady is. Yeah, it's been a minute. What's it? Maybe the Super Bowl last year?
Oh yeah, they touched him up a little bit in that game.
Yeah.
But now I'm talking about like that clean after the whistle. Just lay his ass out.
Yeah, because Brady get rid of that ball quick. He ain't fucking around.
He on that Eli. All right, let's run through a few NFL stories before we jump into all this damn NBA. I'm gonna let you jump off on this one because I didn't even hear this until I saw your tweets about it on Monday morning, if I'm not mistaken. Julian Edelman Hall of Fame.
Man, get the fuck out of here with that shit. What the fuck is wrong with people, man?
Bro, that was a movement this week.
Cuz I mean, yes, he is a clutch postseason performer. I give you that. That's as far as I'm fucking going with it. He don't even have Dwayne Bowe got better numbers than him.
That's an old name there.
Okay, and we'll talk about Hall of Fame. Isaac Bruce is not in the Hall of Fame yet.
Torrey Holt ain't there yet.
Torrey Holt ain't there. It took Tim Brown forever.
Chris Carter didn't get in first ballot, and he's like legit.
Whatever, man.
People just be needing shit to talk about. And, I'm all for him being in the Patriots Hall of Fame. Hey, I'm put him in there now. I'm good.
Yeah.
But like the legit Hall of Fame, 115 career games, you got 500 receptions and 5,300 yards, and that's Hall of Fame.
30 touchdowns.
And that's Hall of Fame.
How many touchdowns Jerry Rice got? I should know offhand. I think it's like 125. Somewhere around
there. Yeah. Hey man, I know y'all need shit to talk about, and y'all, you're drinking Sam Adams and eating clam chowder, but he's not Hall of Fame worthy. But y'all can induct him in retired jersey all day long. I'm with you on that. He's not Hall of Fame though.
Nah, he's not getting a gold jacket.
And the worst part about it was people's like, he's not done yet. Man, okay. All right.
Yeah, you're right. He's done when Tom Brady is done though.
Right, pretty much.
And I like Julian Edelman.
I like him too. He got heart.
I like him a whole hell of a lot more than I like Wes Welker.
Hey, what's the difference? They the same dude.
Nah, man. Julian Edelman got a little dog in him.
Wes had dog too. All them times Wes got knocked the fuck out and came back.
Yeah, he came back into the game, but he ain't bucking on nobody. Or maybe it's just Julian's beard. Maybe he got that beard.
Julian seems like he got dog, but Wes almost died for this shit.
Yeah. If he would have caught that goddamn ball in that Super Bowl, they would have went undefeated.
Yeah.
People talk about the David Tyree catch, the one on the previous drive that the Patriots could have shut the whole game down. Wes Welker need to make that catch.
Yeah, that's true.
And he ain't getting the Hall of Fame either.
Nah, he's not going. He'll be in the New England Hall of Fame, but, keep it to that. Y'all champions. Speaking of Hall of Fame, the 2019 class, I ain't talking about the contributors because they was before our time. Champ Bailey got in, Tony Gonzalez, Ty Law, Ed Reed, Kevin Mawai. I'm going to do something we did last year because we've been doing this show for a while. Who would you draft first if you were a team out of these cats? I'm not saying first overall, just if you had to start your team, which of these cats you starting with?
Cause give me legs.
Ed Reed, yeah.
Give me Ed Reed.
Who's second?
And especially in this day and age, in this league, give me Tony Gonzalez.
Okay, I'm surprised. I thought you said Champ.
Not like Champ, but Champ would actually probably be. Well, Kevin Mawai would probably be last, and even though Kevin Mawai used to maul motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Back, I remember seeing his games, and I was like a kid or a teenager.
Yeah.
But I would go Ed, Gonzalez, and then actually probably give me Champ over Ty Law.
I was just about to ask you, was Champ better than Ty Law?
I think so because. Well, Ty played a little corner too first, I think. If I'm not
he played corner till later on. I think Champ
was
later.
Right.
It seemed, well, you know what? I guess the bias would be Ty played bigger games than Champ ever played. So
I mean, and that's true. But and then Ty was in that Belichick system and that Patriots system, so he's probably on paper. Of course, well, it's not probably. He is the more accomplished person on paper.
He used to be Peyton off all the time.
Right. And he's damn good. Don't get me wrong. But he did play for the Jets and the Broncos as well. It wasn't always
Peyton. Be playing them old dudes. You know that.
Yeah, exactly. But if he had not been with the Patriots those younger years in his prime, would he still be a Hall of Famer without the hardware and all that stuff to go with it? So.
And I believe he got in on his third try, which is, I think I heard people were surprised he got in that fast.
Yeah, I think from what I was reading, they had him maybe pegged the next go around. They didn't think he was going to make it this go around, and he made it. Like I
Is
said,
that some Patriots bias because they was in the Super Bowl again?
or they just wanted to have 5 candidates this time. I don't know. But,
Well, if that's the case,
I'm gonna be biased.
I can't say that because if that's the case, they would have put Isaac Bruce in because the Rams were there. If that's the case.
Well, yeah, it's been hard for the receivers though, man. It's been hard for the receivers to get in. But I'm gonna be biased towards Champ anyway because he's a UGA boy.
Absolutely.
But, I mean, he's first ballot. Say no more.
All right. Was this Gronk's last game?
Yes.
How many times? How long you think he waits to get in? Because you see these numbers with these other cats. He ain't first ballot, is he?
No.
Okay.
No,
how many years you think?
He's not gonna be first ballot.
I honestly think Witten gets in before him. Of course.
All right. So let's look at these names. These tight ends. These some good ones. Well, Shannon Sharp already in. Shannon Sharp.
Tony and Shannon are in. So you're looking at these other cats. I think Witten gets in before him.
Gronk, Jason Witten, Antonio Gates, Greg Olsen. Antonio Gates is more than likely going to be a first ballot. I
think he'll be first ballot with 116 touchdowns.
Second at the worst. Jason Witten. If I'm voting, he got to wait. I'm sorry.
You know what I think going to be the argument for Gronk is that he was always hurt. Because you can't deny 79 touchdowns, but the numbers would have been much better. I mean, he's almost 100. He's well 100 games behind most of these cats.
Yeah, I mean, and I guess they look at stats or whatever, but I think what's going to end up happening for not only these tight ends but a lot of cats, it's just really going to depend who else is up.
Yeah.
At that time. Yeah. Gronk goes out this year, and that's 5 years from now. I mean, whoever's on that still 5 years from now, he's not going to probably get in if like Isaac Bruce is still there. He's not going to get in over him. At some point, they're just going to put some of these guys that have been waiting a while in. He'll
be screwed because Gates ain't retired yet. He ain't got no reason to come back. So they retired the same year. They got 5 years from now. They going up together. I don't see them putting 2 tight ends in at the same time. So
and
that was talk about right there.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought that up because I don't say we talked about this a couple of weeks ago because we really got 3. I think 3 of these. I think Gronk, Antonio Gates, and Greg Olsen could all be done this year.
Olsen, he came out today, said he coming back. Why, I don't understand.
All right, well, there goes that. But, you could have had all of them going in. And to your point, yeah, they probably won't put 2 tight ends in together. Jason Witten, he's got to wait. Yeah, he's definitely he's definitely got to wait.
All right, NFL awards was Saturday. You agree with these? I don't see no problems.
Let me see. Mahomes got MVP. Nagy got Coach of the Year. Assistant Coach of the Year, Vic Fangio.
Why is that even an award?
I was just about to say, when did they start doing that? Offensive Player of the Year. Now, I would have had to try to give the Offensive Player of the Year to somebody else.
Didn't Gurley have like 30 touchdowns this year? Something like that.
He would have been a good candidate probably if he had not missed those last, 3-4 games? Yeah. However many he missed.
I'm trying to think who else balled on offense this year.
Saquon, Michael Thomas. They're not gonna give it to a receiver.
Yeah,
he ball like that.
Mahomes kind of had a stranglehold on all of it this year.
Yeah, so I guess I can see it. Defensive Player of the Year, Aaron Donald, hands down.
Yeah.
Rookie of the Year, Saquon. I agree with that. I know a lot of people wanted Baker.
If he started them games before, he probably would have got it.
That was the tiebreaker for me. Saquon did it from week 1.
Yeah.
Well, Baker gets a lot of props for bringing them within 1 game of the playoffs.
Yeah.
Not even starting the season, so he definitely get props there. But whatever.
How many did the Tie Guy get? 3 games? Was it about 3?
2.5, 3.
Yeah. It was early. It seemed like.
Yeah. Let me see. Saquon Barkley definitely Rookie of the Year. I'm not sure why you're giving a Rookie of the Year and then an offensive and defensive Rookie of the Year.
Does that make any sense?
It
doesn't. They do that shit just to make sure they got a 2-hour show.
Darius Leonard, yeah, he's definitely rookie of the year. Well, you know what? Well, yeah, he deserved it. I want to say Derwin James could have been in that conversation.
Derwin James was in that conversation. My rookie cornerback was in that conversation before he kind of trailed off because he had. I want to say he led the rookies in interceptions.
Okay.
But he trailed off. But they got one with Darius Leonard. They got one.
Yeah, tackling machine. Comeback player of the year, absolutely Andrew Luck.
That's easy.
Yeah.
Have you ever watched that show?
No.
I've never watched it either. No. I've never watched it.
No, I wanted to go this year since it was here, and then I looked at the ticket prices.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I looked at the ticket prices.
What was them tickets looking like?
They were like $850.
Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Antonio Brown. You asked me yesterday, and I said no, that he wasn't in the Wild Animal Hall of Fame. Did we put him in?
Cause I was like, if he ain't in there, he's got to be in there now.
He got to be. If he wasn't first ballot, he's second ballot. I'm ready to put him in today.
First of all, before we even get to this latest report, you've seen his hair and his mustache, right?
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck is that shit about?
AB on some other shit, cuz.
Okay. But yeah, so let's get to the domestic. I guess we're not gonna call it domestic violence because he didn't get charged with it, but he laid hands on it, so I'm calling it domestic violence. Doesn't matter.
So I did these notes on Tuesday before we got the details. So so he pushed the girl down because she asked for the money back for their daughter getting her hair done. He pushed her on the ground, told her to get it out the crib. You know, one thing I was thinking about with him, we talked about this before. Some of these cats don't need to go home during the summer. It's like he get in trouble in Florida like every year.
So it was a little girl who got her hair done. I thought it was a haircut with a little boy.
They said it was a little boy at first. Then they came back and said it was the daughter.
I mean, either way, it's petty as hell.
Either way.
I think I hit you. I was like, yeah, AB's wrong as fuck, and he's wild. But why is his mother asking him? Why is his mother asking him for reimbursement for something as petty as a fucking haircut or a hairdo when I'm pretty sure she's getting thousands of money in child support?
Got to be.
You know what I'm saying? So I can understand him to a degree, probably being frustrated, fed up, whatever their situation is. They probably can't stand each other. You know, so I can understand him being pissed off about it, but you don't lay hands on her, dog. You don't lay hands on her. And any inkling of a trade that may have happened with the 49ers is done. It's done.
They ain't no charges though.
We cannot take on another domestic player. We can't.
Antonio Brown is not Ruben Patterson.
This ain't his first one, right?
This is the first domestic, but you know, he done did some wild shit. You know, he still got that other case for throwing that furniture out the damn patio.
That was just last year around the same time.
He was wilding this year. He was wilding. So, I mean, if anything, I think that reduces the price. Hell, y'all might be able to get him for like a third and a fourth. Pittsburgh might be ready to come up off of him at this point.
I mean, I think they were already ready to come up off of him. I just
like really ready now.
You know, and trust me, hey, you know, he comes to the team, he comes to the team. But I can already see from a public relations standpoint, from the outside, media and fans outside of San Francisco, and I can see within the organization between Shanahan and Lynch and York and the powers that be saying, hey, we of all teams, we can't touch this. We can't touch it. Or are we going to touch it and just be like, fuck it, we just going to deal with the backlash? Because it's coming.
You know what?
It's definitely coming.
What do y'all known as? Niner gang?
Hey.
Yeah, I think y'all ride with them. If Pittsburgh say, you know what, we trying to get rid of them. Y'all got a second and a fifth? Bet. No problem. You think he catch some games?
Probably not.
If he does, I'm thinking 2. At the most. If he catch some games. Because, you know, he got, that other situation.
I was about to say, yeah, he may though, because Goodell didn't give him any games for that throwing the furniture off the balcony shit, did he?
That shit's still pending.
Okay.
He might catch 2, give or take. Might catch nothing. Who knows? All I know is he's still on TV dancing for pizza. He's still winning. So
Business is still booming.
Business is still booming, but you can't give your damn baby mama that money for a hairdo with business booming.
Hey man, why does she not have the money though, man? That is my question.
Get yourself out of that bullshit though, cuz it's not worth it. Now you see she retracted the charges, said she didn't want to do nothing. You don't call the folks if you don't want nothing out there.
She don't want that check to slow up, man. She don't want
that check. Nah, I get you. That's 100. All right, Carson Wentz came out in regards to the damaging article that came out. We talked about it a couple weeks ago with the fellas. Shout out to Big Q. Shout out to Glass. Shout out to you fellas. I really wanted to get on Big Q show this week, but I know we need to dive into this. I like the fact that he owned it and said, I could have been a better teammate. Because let's be honest, if you were hurt last year when your team won, there's got to be something where you would have started. He was probably going to win the MVP last year, right? He was like the front runner, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. They
win the Super Bowl without you. You come back this year. You don't play as well. Y'all lose again. Your guys are going for Foles, building, all kind of shit for him. It's not really a big story to me because at the end of the day, they've already made it clear that they're moving on from Foles. But they got to win this year, right? He has to play well. Yeah, he's got to play well. I mean, but I don't think it's going to be if he don't, they going to get rid of him. I wasn't saying that. What I'm saying is he probably feels pressure because how well Foles has come up in those moments as far as carrying them to the playoffs. They got a playoff win. You don't want the starter coming in thinking, okay, I got a ball to be better than him. I think that's one part of the story I read. They said that some of the players wanted him to move like Foles as far as be the a better teammate or whatever. I mean, he ain't gonna be him. And one thing I always hear, and it's probably true, the favorite player in most cities is the backup quarterback. Somebody's gonna eat that Nick Foles contract this summer. Somebody. Y'all gonna be disappointed, give or take week 5 or 6. Somebody will be disappointed. So,
I mean, I think he handled it perfectly.
He stood up to it.
Came out. Hey, some of this shit I will own, but all this shit ain't true.
Absolutely.
I disagree with certain aspects of it. I don't think he could have did with that. As far as the team playing better with Nick Foles, yeah, they did, but at the same time, they weren't fully healthy at the beginning of the season. And they were just pretty at the offensive line and the defense. The secondary was playing like trash.
Why do folks forget how bad he was first part of the season? Didn't they lose to Fitzmagic?
Exactly. Look at Philly, just the secondary alone. That secondary was hot garbage for the majority of the season. They basically totally revamped it other than Malcolm Jenkins in their back. And then they started to play better. And so I don't think that has anything to do with whether it was Foles or Wentz playing. That's just better personnel and, just having some fucking heart and playing. Yeah. And, because if I'm in that locker room and you telling me that you going out and playing harder for this dude than you playing for me, why? You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to be playing hard anyway.
Right.
And maybe they wouldn't have been in the position they was in trying to back into the playoffs in the last part of the season. So, like I said, they'll be fine. Yeah. Most of the major players on the team have come out and, definitely have spoken in support. We don't know who these anonymous 3rd, 4th stringers are.
Right.
We'll see how they bounce back next year. They'll be definitely in the hunt for the division. I think they got a good coach in Peterson. Wentz just has to stay healthy, be consistent, and hopefully they'll get him a run game to lean on a little bit.
I was just about to say that. They got to get a running back.
So, it was a lot going on in Philly those first 8 to 10 weeks.
Absolutely. But, nevertheless, all right, we ain't got to talk about Nick Foles. He gave them $2 million to become a free agent. They're going to franchise tag him and trade him somewhere. I'm looking so forward to who gets him next year. And by week 5 or 6, they like, damn, he done threw like 5 interceptions. What are we gonna do?
Right. Right.
All right, let's jump in this NBA. There's a whole lot, and I know we got to argue tonight. So I'm feeling the type of way about some of this NBA stuff.
Hey man, you and me both. Let's get it.
Let's get it. All right, shout out to John Wall. Let me raise a glass. Shout out to John Wall.
Hit that Dougie on.
John Wall.
Now that was not the Dougie. I don't know what the hell I was doing. Go ahead.
That's cool though. That's cool. John Wall was recovering from heel surgery, and some kind of way slipped and ruptured his Achilles at home. I'm waiting on that 30 for 30. That's how I'm fishing on it.
Cause anytime I've been at home and slipped and fell, I was doing some dumb shit.
Right.
Running routes in the house.
Right.
Jumping up on the walls, acting like it's a basketball goal.
Right.
You know, dancing and shit, doing dumb shit.
Right.
Skipping steps, running around the house with church socks on. You know, that kind of shit.
I was thinking about that one day, side note. I was thinking about us having another podcast like that. You know, a different, not just sports, but just other shit. I was thinking we could call that shit church socks and sneakers.
Oh, you stupid. We might have to discuss that.
That's where we at with it. But anyway, shout out to John Wall because he's going to be sitting on his ass next year when that 4 years, $169 million kicks in. That's some good shit right there.
Man.
There's nothing they can do about it. Nothing.
Damn sure can't trade him.
That's it. All right, let's jump in these trades. I got a Knicks jersey on tonight. You see, people, I got a Knicks jersey. The Knicks did something last week that I didn't see possible. The Knicks actually have positioned themselves. They got up off of all the bad money. And we got spaces for, I said we because I've been a Knicks fan since John Stark, so don't come for me. We got money to sign 2 max-level free agents, and we got an outside shot to get Zion Williams. KP went into the meeting with the Knicks last Thursday, told him and his brother went in there, told him, hey, we ain't trying to be here, and got traded like a couple hours later. I think both teams won in this trade. Both teams.
Yeah, especially if KP is going to be healthy. I think him and Doncic can be a nice little combination there. And we know Cuban is willing to spend the money to fill a roster out with maybe some some vets and other pieces that they need. From a Knicks standpoint, a lot of people saying they got to wait to see what happens, depending on what they win this trade. I think just creating the salary space alone
absolutely
is a win.
Now, what concerns me about that is, you remember Dallas did this a couple years ago. They let Tyson Chandler go and a couple other cats so they can have some max level free agents, and nobody went. So that's the risk you take when you free in cap space. Everybody ain't gonna come. So
right.
But at least you're off of those contracts.
But I think in this case though, I mean, you had a dude that didn't want to be there. And I was about somebody that wanted to be there, and then if it don't work out and nobody comes with the cap space, then you like, damn, we traded him, getting nothing out of it. But he didn't want to be there.
I was just about to bring that up. People are killing the Knicks online. How can you let him go? How can you let him go? Because if a dude, what do we always say if we said we were owners? Before February, I'm coming to you in person, man to man. Now, you got to come to me because I'm a billionaire. I got $190 million. Do you want it? You tell me no. Let your kids know they moving.
Yeah.
Like, in a couple weeks.
You're getting traded.
Yeah, you're getting traded. So I don't blame them for this at all. I read some fuckery today that said him and his brother threatened to go back to Europe. They had no choice.
I didn't even read that. Yeah, they had to trade.
What do? Yeah, they had to do that, and to get 2 first-round picks off of it. Dennis Smith Jr. I've been a fan. He was solid last year.
Yeah, I think it hurt him when Doncic came into the picture. Honestly,
you can't have two ball dominant cats on the same team. just doesn't work that. I want to say we talked about it over the summer. We kind of felt like Doncic would have been off the ball a little bit more. No, the ball
Nah, all the time.
Most of the game is in his hands. So it wasn't going to work out that way. So, they got a piece with that.
Yeah. You got Dennis Smith Jr. That's basically another rookie, damn near. You got Kevin Knox that you just drafted. I don't know if he's doing anything this year, but that's another young piece.
Yeah.
You got 2 draft picks, and you got hella cap space for possibly, if I was gonna say KD.
We'll talk about it.
And we'll get into him. But I'm not sure he's built for New York media.
No.
But the Knicks, I think the Knicks they came out good with this particular trade. I think they bought out Wesley Matthews today.
They bought him out today. Don't it seem like they finally have a direction?
Yeah, they kind of running the team like a team should be ran.
Absolutely. That's big. Speaking of Dallas, we can go ahead and talk about this one. Harrison Barnes got traded. Dallas is making solid moves. They got up off of his money because he's due another $25 million next year, which gives them some flexibility because they're going to pay Porzingis. Shout out to Dallas for this.
Are they signing, or I keep saying signing off? Are they buying out Courtney Lee?
No, I think they're going to keep him.
Okay. That's 25.
He has 1 year left, so maybe they let him go. Or is it 2 years? That's 2 years.
Yeah, Courtney Lee's got 2 years, $25 million, and Tim Hardaway got 54 over 3.
Nah, they're going to keep him because in that case, you got to have some people to fill up the cap. You got to. But, shout out to the Dallas Mavericks for this because I count 1, 2, 3, 4 starters they traded in a week. Our pick going to be straight as an Atlanta Hawks fan.
Yeah.
So
You're right. And we're going to find out a lot about Luka Doncic, too.
Yes, sir.
He's been getting a lot of praise and well-deserved. But at the same time, he has a lot of pieces around him, too. Now that they're gone, we're going to see what happens this last half of the season.
And they could be very well going in the tank mode because I want to say it's top 5 protection on that pick.
Yeah, it's true.
They like 9th in the West. You can't tank that hard to drop down to where Phoenix and Atlanta and Atlanta almost in 8.
You can't say Atlanta, so we're going for the 8 seed, folks.
We almost in 8, so we got that trade out the way. Let's run through the rest of them. I ran at you last couple days ago about that Marc Gasol trade, and you pissed on it. He old, Lo.
He's like 47 now.
Man, he seems a lot older than what he is because he's been around for a long time. But I like this trade for Toronto. I like this trade because he's better than Valanciunas.
Yeah, I like it. I like what he's gonna bring passing wise to that team out of that post spot, and hell, even from the top of the key.
He can shoot the ball now, so he adapted to the being a stretch 5. I mean, at this point, he's gonna be on that team next year because he's not walking away from that player option for $25 million. I don't believe.
Not at all.
So he's gonna be there. I mean, they're gonna have a lot of money spread around because Kawhi is gonna be in Southern California.
And I'm saying it's not like they send him to a trash team.
Absolutely.
So want to opt out to go to a better team. He'll still be in the East with a solid team, and so he's definitely gonna take that option, no doubt about it.
All right. Speaking of today trades, I like this Mirotic trade for Milwaukee. I was watching them last night after you hit me. Cause should we start taking them seriously?
I can't.
I'm concerned. It's like I want to, but I don't know. I'm real cautious.
Yeah. I mean, Giannis still can't shoot. And when it comes to playoff time, people are going to make him shoot the ball.
I mean, they got like a lot of wins already, though.
Toronto had a lot of wins last year. A lot of people got a lot of things. Come on, dog. You know, regular season ball, playoff ball.
It's different.
It's way different.
It's different.
I could be wrong, but
I was watching that last night. I was like, damn. I mean, I know they were first in the East, but I ain't really.
Yeah.
Okay, they're first, but yeah, I mean.
Yeah.
I don't know. Everything's different now that LeBron's out west. Everything's different out there.
I get a Bucks second round, and depending on who the matchup is, a 7-game series.
Okay.
Right now it's 7 days. Right now, I still like Philly and Boston.
I was just about to ask you, in 7 games over 2 weeks, they beat Boston?
No. Milwaukee? No.
Yeah.
They're not. No.
I don't know. It's kind of close.
No, they're not.
People, this kind of conversations used to go back when we was young, and I'd ask them about, are they going to beat the Bulls? No. No.
No elaborating or nothing. Just no.
No.
But you know why
I like this trade, though. I do like this trade. You know,
that's a good
got shooting. They got more shooting. I mean, they gave up next to nothing. Pretty much, Thon Maker got them Stanley Johnson, who they turned around and sent to New Orleans. Anthony Davis, man, we're going to talk about him in a second. He got to feel a type of way. They have traded everybody who was worth a damn on that team outside of Drew Holiday. Everybody. He gets to stay there through the tank. And you still going to be there next year, most likely, because they're probably going to wait till February, which I would too, because I don't blame them at all. But we'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah, we're going to get to that.
Let's talk Philly real quick. Philly, the Markelle Fultz era is over with.
Did you give him an error?
I mean, technically it was. I mean, it was a year.
Yeah.
I think they did the best they could. How the hell did they get two picks and a player for a dude who can't shoot the ball over his head right now?
Hey, man, I wouldn't wipe my ass with a second-round NBA pick, man.
But you see how they've been moving today, though? Maybe people are starting to value them shits more. If you think about all the players that come out of college, everybody ain't good, but everybody ain't good either.
And they're all in the goddamn G League. I mean, because the only thing about basketball is different than football is football, you got a lot of turnover. Yeah. Basketball, you got 12, 13-man roster. For the most part, 8 to 10 of them dudes is coming back. So it ain't a lot of space for second-round players. You know what? I'd rather take cash consideration than a second-round pick.
They need to do
unless it's a top, you know what I'm saying, a high second-round pick in a deep draft, then maybe I would value that a little bit more. Other than that, hey, let me get about 150, 200 grand cash.
Well, you know what? Maybe they're going to treat the shit different because, you know, now that we're going to talk about LeVar in a minute, but now that they've made it to where they're going to start focusing on the G League more and all of that shit, maybe they're going to start actually using the G League as a training thing for the teams. So, I don't know. For them, they need to get a first. And we're talking about Orlando. Well, where's Orlando in this? Where are they in the standings?
Look toward the bottom, probably.
Okay, so that should be a solid pick, whatever point it is. So they did good for that. But the main thing Philly did this week, the main thing they did was getting Tobias.
When the last time Orlando been good? Like
I don't even think they should have a team.
Dwight Howard, exactly.
You know, you don't want to get me started on that contraction shit because you know where I'm at with that.
I was getting ready to bring that up. You've been talking about contraction for a minute. Yes. They have not been good since Dwight Howard, Hedo Turkoglu, Rashard Lewis was there. Jameer Nelson was there.
Shouldn't have a team.
That means they've been getting high draft picks every year. They've done nothing with them.
Imagine if Memphis and Portland merged. You got Gasol and Conley on there with AD and them other players. You don't need all these damn teams. It's going to suck. You don't need them. Man, you let me fuck around with this. Let me get rid of 6 teams. Let me get rid of 6 and make it better. Orlando don't need a team. They don't need a team. They've been bad for years. Years.
They got the fan base there. They need better management and GM.
Because you tell me what else is there to do in Orlando besides go to Disney World.
Hey, nothing. Exactly. That's why the fans are there. They still got fans that come to these whack-ass games. Those fans in Orlando will come out because there's nothing else professional sports-wise really for them there to do. There's no football. They got to go to Tampa or Jacksonville or Miami for football. You got the Heat around you, basketball, and then them and the Heat came in the league around the same time as the expansion team.
I want to say
yeah, I think it was 88, 89.
89, somewhere around there.
Yeah. But those fans will come out for the Magic if they feel they're a solid team.
Am I wrong for disrespecting that because they ain't got shit else to do?
No, if you don't do shit, then you deserve to get disrespected.
Okay, cool. Yeah. All right, Philly. Philly acquired Tobias Harris You text me the other day like, damn, Woj just dropping bombs middle of the night. Man. Now, okay, we know about the trade, but I need to understand how they're gonna work out keeping all four of them. Because that's the word. They're gonna keep all four. How?
That's gonna be on that Smokey B. Worm shit right there.
I'm okay. If they can pull that off, that means Golden State gonna keep all them dudes and keep winning. Yeah. We've been saying the whole time you can't keep all of them.
Or maybe they only mean for the next 2 or 3 years while Ben is still on a rookie deal.
There you go.
I thought maybe that's how, because even his first extension, he ain't gonna be eligible for no supermax and no crazy shit. So, maybe that's how they work. And matter of fact, Embiid's still on a rookie deal.
Nah, he got a deal.
No, he got his extension already. He got
a deal. It was incentive laden, but he got a deal. But I like this pick for him because they needed a stretch four, and they gave up. If I'm not mistaken, nobody who was like really in the rotation. Well, I like that young kid, Shamet, because they needed shooting. Mike Muscala, yeah. Wilson Chandler, yeah. But you added a 20-point-a-game scorer, and you gave up picks that you were accumulating. And if you high in the draft anyway, them picks ain't gonna be worth shit if you winning. So that's nothing. I like this for him.
Yeah. I like it. I told you I even like the Mike Scott throw in.
Mike Scott is solid.
Just for a solid player off the bench with some heart, I think he'll fit right into that Philly and environment in that city just fine.
He hits threes well too, which is always good for them. But the one thing I noticed with this, we're actually going to see Ben Simmons starting at point guard.
And we're going to see him shoot the fucking ball.
Man, I ain't waiting on that.
Yeah, exactly. Right now he's at one 3-point attempt for the year, 12 for his career. Yeah.
I want to say, you can correct me if I'm wrong, you kind of questioned at some point Brett Brown.
Probably. I can't remember exactly when.
The pressure has to be on at this point. I mean, I don't think they're going to fire him this year or nothing, but they're all in. Championship, right? At least get to the finals. At least.
Yeah, at least
a whole lot of personalities to manage on that team.
At least to the East Finals.
At least.
Well, I don't think Tobias. I don't think he's really one of those Jimmy Butler type personalities.
No. He's a good guy, but you still don't want your shots if you're a good guy. Still, you went from leading the Clippers in shots and points, so you just gonna go stand in the corner with this team?
Well, I think it's gonna be easier because that's really what he did before this year, is go over there and stand your ass in the corner. With the Pistons. Was it the Pistons that he was with before? I think.
Orlando to Detroit to the Clippers, now back there.
Yeah. So this is like really the first year. This is like a breakout year for him as far as being the man. So, it shouldn't be too hard.
In Orlando, he put up about 17, but that's Orlando, and they don't need a team. Now, the one thing I like about Philly also today is the fact that they added pieces. I like Jonathan Simmons. You remember him from a couple years ago with the Spurs?
Mm-hmm.
Played hard, defense, shot threes. Yeah. And then they also picked up Ennis from Houston. So you added two cats who gonna play defense. You could sick them on them wings in the East. I like that about this situation. Ben Simmons probably gonna average 12 assists a game in the second half.
Yeah, because he already at like 9, 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, we're gonna see how it works out, but I like what they're doing. Jimmy gonna be Jimmy. He ain't committed to nothing, but I believe when they put $190 million in his face, he gonna sign that shit. So, what else we got? Talking about Markel. The Wizards, they came out a couple days ago. This is the last trade we got. The Wizards came out a couple days ago and said, we ain't trading nobody. We stay in the course. We're trying to win. Well, then they traded Otto Porter. I raise a glass to that. Josh shouldn't have gave him $100 million anyway. So, get up off of that contract to get Jabari Parker, who is a favorite of this show. Speaking for you, but yeah, that's a favorite, right? We fucking Jabari.
Yeah. And
he's only on a 1-year deal technically, because it's a team option for the next year. I like Bobby Portis. Or should we call Bobby run up, get done up Portis?
I like Bobby Portis.
Yeah. So
Bobby Portis come with that 2-piece and a biscuit on your ass.
Run up, you will get done up. So to get off of his $100 million and get two very serviceable players, very serviceable. Shout out to the Wizards. Y'all should have threw in Scott Brooks as a sweetener, but,
that would have been better. See, this is the shit I'm talking about right here. they got, in addition to Jabari Parker and Bobby Portis, a 2023 second-round pick. A second-round pick, 5 years. Again, give me cash, $200,000.
That dude probably in high school right now, huh?
in ISS.
All right. What else I got? They traded Markieff Morris too. So, I mean, technically, they 3 games out the playoffs, technically. So yeah. All right, let's talk about we got some real stuff to get through real quick. We can't run forever like we did last time. AD did not.
Real quick though, these All-Star team selections, is this a mock or did this happen?
No, this is what they did tonight. Giannis is terrible. You see that?
What the fuck was he doing?
Now you know the 6 rounds what really counts. The first 5, those are the fans, the people who they pick to be starters. But even with that, I'm taking AD before I take Kemba Walker.
I'm saying even with the starters, I know you got to pick them first, but he let LeBron pick KD, Kyrie, Kawhi, Harden, and AD.
Yes.
And he picked him, Steph, Embiid, Paul George, Kemba, and Chris Middleton. Yep. They're gonna lose
already.
And then Bron got Clay, Dame, Westbrook, Cat, Wade, Bradley Beal, and LaMarcus Aldridge coming off the bench.
I ain't even watched the shit because I already knew what it was gonna be. I just pulled it up after it was to see what the picks were. But yeah,
and Giannis over here.
Watch the All-Star game because Bron team's gonna win.
And Giannis over here with Jokic, Ben Simmons, Blake, D'Angelo Russell, Kyle Lowry, and Dirk. Yeah, they're gonna lose.
That's his team, cuz. That's his team. Yeah.
All right, my bad. All right,
nah, you good. You good. We ain't gotta talk about that. Nah, it was trash. We ain't gotta talk about it. All right, I didn't expect AD to get traded this week. I ain't expect it. And I'm actually happy that it didn't happen. I'm happy.
Yeah, me too.
The only reason I'm happy is because there is no way. I know I've been at you pretty hard this week. And people, it's hard talking to this cat here about future. He don't want to hear about it till July. So, but my thing was, I'm not handing you a starting 5 and 4 picks for one dude. I'm not doing it.
Not happening. No,
I'm not. That shit was ridiculous to me that they were even discussing it. No.
Yeah, man, it's so many arms to this shit. I don't even know where to start. Okay, I'm gonna start here because I need you to explain to me because I'm confused or I'm lost or I missed something.
Yeah.
Why is LeBron back on the hate list this week?
Man,
help me understand because I know that it's not because of these dudes being on the trade block. That's been on the trade block since he got there. I know it can't be because of that. So help me understand.
I mean, were they really on it then?
Ever since LeBron got there,
yeah, they would have gave all of them for Kawhi. I forgot about that. They should.
I'm saying they've been on the block from jump.
I forgot about that.
Because to me, and trust me, I mean, I get where the Bron toxicness and all that talk comes from, but for me, I point the finger first at the young cats because, like I said, this has been going on since he got there. You already knew what it was. Now, maybe it did probably become more and more and more and more and more, and every day as the trade deadline came closer. So maybe as young players, they didn't know how to deal with that. But for the most part, you knew that at any moment, any one of y'all could be tapped on the shoulder. Okay. But the main blame, I see a lot of rookiness, inexperience coming from Magic Johnson and Rob Pelinka.
That's a good point. Who do you think really is in charge?
Magic.
You think so?
Yeah.
It's just, I mean, yeah, you're right about the rookiness with it, but you really just blew my mind with that one because I totally forgot. They would have traded all them dudes last summer for Kawhi. I forgot all about that. So I'm thinking, I was like, okay, they done came into the year. They feeling pretty good. Bron done pumped them up, probably had him at his crib. You know, this is coming from left field. Nah, they would have got traded last year if Popovich would have been rocking with him.
So, and then, the Jimmy Butler talk was out there.
Yeah, that's true. I forgot all about that.
But like I said, I think it's just because they're young and they don't really know how to deal with it. And I think that's why they probably played like shit the other night and they got blown out by 40.
They quit the other night.
You know what I'm saying?
And
Because
I was thinking about that too. You know what they probably look at him as right now? If they look at him that way, they really got to look at us that way. They probably look at him as an old head. He's only, 34? Give or take. So, they probably told him that shit out. Like, he probably tried to get us traded. Old head don't want us here.
But see,
He's
that's the
dealing
thing.
with millennials. And Bron ain't used to dealing with millennials.
Well, to a degree he is because, see, he's part of this whole Twitter culture too and social media culture. And while for me, I don't put this on Bron's plate really at all because he been hurt. We ain't really heard from him. Now, when they were winning and they were in the 4th seed, there was no problems.
I agree.
The minute they start losing and he's not in the lineup, they're losing, and the trade talk just becomes more and more and more. All of a sudden, LeBron is toxic. That's why I can't put the 2 and 2 together on this situation.
See, but the only reason why I disagree on that is because that's like me and you. We got, 25, 26 in this, give or take. If I'm Rich Paul, I ain't talking to you. That's what I'm thinking the problem is. That's what I'm thinking the young guys are looking at. Because as much as he's saying he's not involved.
But what is it that they're mad about? That's what I'm trying to understand. What is it that they're upset about? Being on the trade block?
They shouldn't be, really. They really shouldn't be. Because if it was me, I'd give up 3 of them today, right now, to get AD. If it was me.
Absolutely. If they mad at LeBron about being on the trade block, then they need to be mad at Rob Pelinka and Magic Johnson. Because
who do you think has more control? Do you think they think LeBron got more control or Magic and Pelinka?
That's what I'm saying. As these youngest in the according to Twitter world, LeBron has all the power. Which I mean, and I know we joke we joke about it all the time. He on that damn iPad again. He doing this and the third. But honestly, LeBron don't run these teams like people think he does.
Nah.
Yeah, I mean, because if you look at Cleveland the first time around, we know he wouldn't run in that situation. Otherwise, he wouldn't have left.
And truth be told, you just said it, and I just thought about it at the time. He got less power now. Because, normally he got that 1-and-1 to hold over your head. He ain't got that. So.
Right. And that's another reason that he has the stigma of running the teams because he's always on these 1-year deals. But, we know he didn't run shit in Miami. We know that for a fact because Pat Riley ain't having it. Yeah. And how much do we really think Dan Gilbert will sell his soul to that degree to let LeBron run his team?
I think he sold it up until the point last year. I think he sold it up until the point last year when February.
I don't think the last 2 years. I don't think the last 2 years LeBron had as much of a say or impact as he did. And I really thought that when LeBron is in the media saying what he need, and that remember the time he kept complaining, we need a point guard, we need a point guard, we need a point guard?
Year before last.
Yeah. If he's running the team, he don't have to come out in the media and say that.
That's true.
That let me know right there he didn't have the power that we thought he did.
I mean, but sometimes people use the media as your hammer. Because they still went and got somebody as soon as they started talking that shit. They went and got Darren Williams, I'm not mistaken.
Now, don't get me wrong, because David Griffin, I saw him the other day, and he's been on the record multiple times saying, look, yes, we consulted with LeBron. We consult with LeBron as any smart GM or team would do.
Right.
Just with the fact that you consult with marquee players when things like that happen. And, how his basketball mind, just him won the game. So, yeah, you want to consult with him, but he's not writing no checks. He's not pulling no screens. He ain't on no phones. Remember, David Griffin got fired on the phone trying to make a trade.
Right.
But back to Magic and them, I think they could do a little bit better with keeping some of this shit under wraps.
Absolutely.
Because what I think they've done is they tried not to botch the situation like they did the Paul George situation.
That's exactly why they went in the way they did.
Right. So I think they offered way too much.
Ridiculous. Yeah. You even considered 4 first-round picks and 5 players for one dude? And let's be clear, an injury-prone dude.
That's why I'm like, I need to hear somebody from the Lakers say that they actually offered that before I'll believe it.
Because I believe it.
I don't care whether it's Wojo or Shams or whoever.
I don't know if I believe Shams as much as Woj, but I kind of believe it. 5 players and 4 picks for one dude?
And then let's talk about the flip side of it. Let's start to talk about New Orleans. and Mr. Demps.
I'd have took that shit.
If the Lakers offered you that,
a starting 5 and 4 picks, first-round picks,
why the hell didn't you take it?
I'd have took that.
Now,
is Jason Tatum worth that much? Because I think that's what everybody keeps saying.
Everybody keeps talking about Jason.
Awesome.
And Jason Tatum is good. Don't get me wrong.
We gotta let the people in on that part. Basically, Boston can't make a trade now. So Danny Ainge just got word out there saying, just wait. Just wait. We got picks and Jason Tatum. So they're waiting to see what else is on the table. But if that's me, and that's, I think you just said it too, that's you. 4 picks, 5 players, first-round picks. Only one of them was in the second, Zubac. He got talent. I'm taking that.
I'm taking that all day. Especially when Anthony Davis's daddy came out and put it out there. That's basically for him. We ain't going to Boston. Danny Ainge still didn't listen. He's still talking about we got this. Okay, so AD puts out a list of teams that he'll be willing to sign an extension with. Boston ain't on that list, but for some reason the Pelicans are still waiting around on Boston. Okay.
And that's what I heard that Danny is hell bent on making this deal regardless. Danny Ainge ain't stupid, people. You can say a whole lot about Danny Ainge. He ain't stupid.
Yeah,
Danny
crazy.
Ainge not sending all of them damn picks and players to a dude who could walk on July 1st, 2020. That ain't happening. And I guess at some point you got to ask yourself, is AD seriously this? I think you said it earlier. It has a lot of a lot of tentacles to this situation.
Right.
Boston can't keep Kyrie probably without AD. AD ain't gonna go unless Kyrie probably stays.
Right. So the timing of that I was looking at today. So Kyrie has to opt out by June 13th. Free agency don't start until July 1st or 5th or something like that. So, I guess there's enough time within that to, make an Anthony. No, I'm sorry. Kyrie he has to opt out by the 13th. So Boston will know that he's out. Well, he's already said he's opting out before all this even started.
Yeah.
But they prayed for AD as of the 1st, I think.
Damn, we gotta talk about Kyrie's comments last week. Go ahead.
But so yeah, it's a lot to it, and the timing is gonna be impeccable. But I just
see how it works.
I just think New Orleans are overplaying their hand. I don't think they're gonna get a better deal than what they've been offered. I don't think Jason Tatum, Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, Tyler Rozier, whatever combination of players they want to pick is better or that much better significantly than Ingram, Kuz, Hart. I'm missing somebody, but you get the point. Now that draft picks probably will be better.
Yeah, they're gonna get that. The Memphis pick, I believe, is the issue. Yeah. They're waiting on that pick, but I guess at this point you got to look at it this way: July to February. They moved the trade deadline up, so you pretty much have from July to February to make a deal. After February of 2020, why would I trade for him if I know he's gonna leave that summer to go free? Why would I do it?
If they're gonna max it out, they got to do it this summer. Because I think they've already lost value.
They lost value. Because if I'm Magic, I'm coming back like we've been saying the whole time. You can have 3 of them. Well, really 2 of them. 2 of them and a throw-in.
My next offer is not going to be anywhere near as good as my first.
Absolutely. But Dale Demps will be fired anyway. So we're talking about this. I'm about to say the Saints. We're talking about the Pelicans, but they got the dudes from the Saints helping run the basketball team, which is ridiculous.
Well, Demps been there for a while, though.
He's been there for a while, but he answers to Mickey Loomis.
Okay.
The GM from the Saints. Does that not sound crazy? A basketball dude is answering to a football dude?
You know why that is probably? I didn't know this until I didn't know that Demps was the dude behind the Chris Paul trade to the Lakers debacle.
Yeah, they've been saying for a while he was ass.
David Stern called him ass, or lousy, whatever it was.
Yeah.
I didn't know that I know they had vetoed the trade and whatever, but I didn't realize that Demps had went to Kupchak and whoever the third team was, telling them, I can get this approved. I can get this done.
Yeah.
And then David Stern was like, no, the fuck you can't.
Yeah, because they were running the team at the time because the other dude didn't have no bread.
Yeah.
I want to give a big shout out to Greg Popovich for hating on this whole trade shit for the Lakers on the low. It really wasn't on the low because it's been public. He's been saying don't make that trade. So,
right.
It's gonna work one way or the other. All right, LeVar Ball went on TV all day long today and said Luke Walton wasn't shit, Magic wasn't running the team. It's a cluster in LA. I honestly don't understand. I honestly don't. How does this help your son? How?
You notice he been fairly quiet. But soon as the trade talk came and he think Lonzo finna be out of LA because his dream is to have all three of his boys playing in LA.
Did you happen to catch those interviews, the late afternoon ones?
I didn't, and I don't.
He is still on that shit about, okay, LA. He said Magic wouldn't even give my boy, he wouldn't even give Jello a chance. Everybody get a chance to play with their brother. Your son is ass. He's ass. So he said Phoenix should give all three of my boys a chance. If New Orleans does, they can go there.
Like I said,
I ain't never seen no shit like this in my life, man. Like ever.
I'm done. I was done with LeVar Ball a couple of weeks ago, and I found out. I know we talked about this on the side. It's the first time I'm telling the people. I was done with LeVar Ball when LaMelo went to him and said that he wanted to go back and finish high school, and LeVar was legit disappointed. I'm done.
Yeah. I don't want to hear shit else. He gonna be talking. Well, he shouldn't be talking no more because of the trade deadline pass. He gonna be there, so he shouldn't be talking.
It ain't it funny that Lonzo always hurt at the trade deadline?
You know,
I mean,
I love Lonzo's game. I ain't got no problem with it. But my biggest thing is Luke Walton didn't make that boy miss all them free throws. Luke Walton didn't make him miss all them threes. You know, at some point, own it. Say what your son's not getting done. Don't blame everybody else.
Not playing hard all the time.
Right. You on TV talking about your son better than LeBron, but your son's supposed to walk in that locker room today, and you done said that shit all day long about him.
If he wanted to, he shouldn't be making any comments. But if he wanted to make any comment, especially when it comes to Lonzo and LeBron playing together, the only thing he should be saying is Lonzo's probably trying to figure out how to play with somebody that plays just like him and that has the ball in his hands all the time. So therefore, he's struggling and he's trying to find himself. I can accept something like that. Man.
Yeah, we can get out that shit. We got to
it's LeVar Ball.
Yeah. All right, KD versus the media once again. I think I've been asking for the last 2-3 months. Why is he so mad?
Right.
Why? And, I've heard plenty of opinions today. Some said, hey, he's upset because they're asking the same questions. But we talked about it a bit earlier. We didn't get into it because you said, we need to hold it for the show, and that's 100. I'm not saying he's wrong for not wanting to answer those questions, but to tell these cats to grow up, that's their job. They're supposed to ask those questions. You took a 1-year deal to stay there. They're supposed to ask those questions.
I mean, I get it. Ask the question once, twice, maybe 3 times.
Yeah.
Every day, nah. My answer ain't changing.
Yeah.
I guess that's the only, like I said, I see, and like when you brought it to me earlier, I said I'm split on it because in one token, I can understand where he's coming from because I'm my personality, I'm a person, I don't like to repeat myself. I don't need you to have to repeat things to me several times.
Yeah.
But at the same time, some of it is a part of the job. There's a way that you can answer the question but not answer the question.
But don't you think
there are ways that he could do it better than how he's going about it. And he is coming across like a little bitter bitch the way he goes about handling it. And so that's why I said I'm kind of split on it.
But don't you think he should have known it was going to pick up when New York created them slots? From what I read, he has not said shit to the media since that Porzingis trade. Nothing. They created 2 slots. You knew they were going to talk to you. You knew. Now, my question to you with this is, you think he would be this shitty to the media if they were saying, okay, KD, you're way better than LeBron right now? You think he'd be saying that all I want to do is play basketball? I don't want to talk. Just let us hoop. Grow up.
Oh, no, because that's something positive. That's an accolade. That's a comment.
Right, but the shit they're saying ain't negative either. They just asking a question about where you're going.
Yeah, but at the same time, they're trying to stir up drama and get stories and build headlines and do all of that. He said that one cat came in the locker room, didn't talk to him or nobody else, and then wrote a story as if he had talked to Katie. That's the kind of sucker shit that I wouldn't be fine.
I'm with you on that. No disagreement on that part of it. But I guess I'm just when do you recall the war with the media kicking off with him? Because
I'll say the fact that it was when he got to Golden State because he's insecure. He's insecure about the decision that he made. He thought it was.
At this point, why? You got 2 straight Finals MVPs. You whooped LeBron's ass. Why?
KD, and that's why I said we alluded to it earlier. I don't think KD built for New York media.
Hell no. All right, we running long. Let's get up out of here.
All right, good show.
Yes, sir. Good show.
Was that it? That's all. Yeah, because we already did them. I can't believe these All-Star team, man. You telling me they actually picked these teams tonight?
Because that shit happened around 7:00 tonight. LeBron.
You want to ask me how far the Bucks gonna go in the playoffs again?
If they play if it stays the way the standings are right now, they'll beat Miami in the first round.
They'll get eliminated on the first round because he picked this whack ass team.
Put some chicken on it.
Nigga, you owe me chicken from.
I think I won the
Super
last
Bowl.
one. We put chicken on the Super Bowl.
Did we? Shit, I can't remember. No, we put. No, you right. No, it was
I lost chicken because I ain't win both
was-
the championship games. I ain't win. So
well, neither one of us won.
nah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll
All right.
take chicken on that.
Yeah, we put some chicken on that.
They gonna win.
no,
They gonna make it to the conference finals.
Milwaukee?
Yep.
I'm finna do the Soldier Board. The Bucks? yeah, we got chicken on that. Cause we got chicken. I was going a little far talking about they gonna get eliminated first round, but that's a more realistic bet
I'll
there.
take chicken on that. I'll take it.
No.
All right, let's get out of here.
All
Hey,
right,
LeBron, y'all not in the playoffs. Y'all need to start winning some games. FYI.
they probably losing right now. They was losing at halftime last time I checked.
I want to watch the second half. So let's get.
Oh, that second half probably damn near over. That game came on at 8:00.
Oh shit, my bad.
Matter of fact, let me check the score right quick.
Their schedule is terrible going forward.
Damn. It's a minute 52 seconds left. 119 and 118. Celtics up 1. All right. Uncle, hey, tell these people to reach out on social media.
At ReK6000, holler at me. I talk sports.
All right. You can find me at Diego Barish. I'm on Twitter as well. Don't forget to check out the AA Sportscast Twitter, Facebook, and IG pages. Don't forget to subscribe, follow, like, all of that stuff. The YouTube channel, AA Sportscast. Follow us there. And then if you listen to us on the go, check us out on the podcast platform, whether it be iTunes or Spreaker. Shout out to the Urban Arena crew. Check that page out on Facebook as well. Shout out to Get With It Sports, Team Boy
Gotta
TV.
get JB on there.
Absolutely. But for your boy Uncle Hate, for your boy Diego Barishnikov, we are AA Sports, straight sports, no chaser. We up out of here. We holler at y'all one day next week. We don't know when, but we'll be here.
Yes,
Be
sir.
easy. Peace.